Hello everyone, welcome to Ian's Bricks. I'm Ian, and today I'm going to be going through the potential retirement list for the Lego Icons range, or what formerly used to be known as Creator Expert. This is a list that's produced by Brick Fanatics, and I'll leave a link to the full list available on their website in my description. So these are potential sets that will may be retiring at the end of 2023. So just bear in mind that not all of these sets that I will talk about will be retiring for definite, and there may also be some sets that aren't on this list that may also retire, so just bear that in mind. This list is subject to change, but normally Brick Fanatics at the start of the year, they tend to be pretty accurate, about 85-90% accurate on all of their lists, so they're normally a good indicator of what will be retiring. And these are sets that you might want to get to build yourself. You know, if you can sort of forward plan now, that a lot of these sets are fairly expensive, so you know, if you want to get these sets, this year would be a good time to get them. And if you're a Lego investor like myself, then these are the sets that you potentially be wanting to invest in for the future. So I'm going to talk through each set and as to my opinions of how well these potentially could do afterwards, after they retire, and how much or how little they will go up in value afterwards. So first on the list then we have 10255. This is the modular building, the assembly square. This is a 20, I wish it was, £259.99, $299 and 299 euros, just over 4,000 pieces, released in January of 2017. So this has been on shelves for 6 years. In the UK you can get it from lego.com, Smith's Toys and John Lewis. Interestingly, it says it's an exclusive at Smith's Toys, but then it's available at John Lewis as well, so what do they know. This particular set, I think when it first came out in the UK, was £179.99, so over the years the price of this has actually increased quite a lot. I still think this is a great set. This for me is probably the best modular building they've ever done, just because of the size of it. There's just loads to it. It's a very good set. I do own it. I have built it. It really is a great set. Obviously on the downside of this has been on shelves for 6 years now, and it's quite a high price point, and I think a lot of people may already have bought this or invested in this and bought it at a cheaper price. There are still discounts available on this set if you keep an eye out for them. Certainly at Smith's Toys and John Lewis they occasionally have small discounts on this set, and if you're buying it from lego.com at full price, then I certainly would be looking at a decent gift with purchase for this, and some double VIP points if you are buying it. I myself own this and have built one, but I don't have any for investment just yet. I probably will be getting maybe 1 or 2 of these. I think because it's such a high price point, I don't want to get too many, and the fact it's been on shelves for quite a while, it could take a number of years for this to increase to a reasonable level for Lego investing, so I wouldn't want to go too deep on this one. It really is a great set though, so that is a positive for it, and it may be quite a while until Lego do what I call a 3-wide modular building again. It's certainly a very, very big set from the modular building range, and it does look great when it's built, but yeah, shelf life on this one probably goes against it. Next on the list, 10265, the Ford Mustang. This is £149.99 in the UK, $169.99 in dollars and euros, 1,471 pieces, released in March of 2019. Of all the vehicles, this is not my favourite. I mean, it's okay. I think there are better vehicles out there. There's the Porsche. I don't think you can see it. It's a little bit off screen at the moment. There's the Porsche. Some of the other vehicles they've done in the past, like the Mini and the VW Beetle, I think they've done, which are better than this. Still, I think there will be people that want to collect this after it retires. Again, you'd be looking at getting this at a discount from somewhere. I don't think you'd want to pay full price on this one. I think if you can get it for close to £100 in the UK or even lower, that would be great. Again, I might just buy myself 1 of these, maybe 2 of these, but I certainly won't be getting that many of them. Certainly worth a punt, I think, but again, long shelf life on this one, so probably not altogether worth it that much. Next one on the list, 10266, the NASA Apollo 11 lunar lander, and this is $89.99 in the UK, $99.99 in euros, 1,087 pieces, released in June of 2019. This was to celebrate the 50 years of the lunar landing, if I'm not correct. And this is available, this is a Smith's Toys exclusive in the UK. So wherever you are in the world, the chances are this will be an exclusive in your country as well. So just bear in mind where you can buy that. You might be able to get it discounted from there. This is a nice set. I think I own 2 of these already. This is a set I sort of wanted to invest. I think this was on last year's retirement list at the start of the year, and then they kind of extended it. So I've fallen foul to that one and already got a couple of these, unfortunately. They're nice enough sets. I think this comes with micro figures, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Anyway, I maybe have a look at that. I'll put in the comment whether it comes in micro figures or mini figures in this particular set. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's a nice set. I think it's collectible. I think what goes for this, even though it's got a reasonably long shelf life, is anything space related does really, really well. The Saturn V rocket that they released it and then they took it off the shelves and then they re-released it, and it's only just retired at the end of 2022. That's already doing quite well on the secondary market. So there's no reason why this particular set won't think will do pretty well in the near future. It's obviously linked to the moon landing. It's NASA. I think this could do potentially quite well. Not a bad price point, less than £100, $100. So you probably get it cheaper than that, but certainly worth getting a few of these. I've got 2 already. I might get 1 or 2 more. We'll have to wait and see, but certainly worth getting a couple of these if you're into Lego investing. Next on the list, 10270, this is the modular building, the Bookshop. Again, this is available from lego.com and it's exclusive to Smith's Toys in the UK. $169.99 in the UK, $199 €199. 2,504 pieces, released in January of 2020. So 3-year shelf life on, no, 4-year shelf life on this one, get my maths right. This is a nice set. Modular buildings always do quite well. I think when this first came up, a lot of people weren't that enamoured with it, but I think a lot of people have realised when they built it, and I built this, it's actually a really nice little set. I like the sort of the style, the 2 different colours of the buildings. There's a sort of a lot going on in the interiors as well. It's got a lot going for it. Now, when I bought this to build it for myself, I think it had a lower price point at the time, and also it was reduced at Smith's Toys, and I think I bought it for £125. I don't think it's going to go that low again, but if you can get it for less than recommended retail price, I think this should do okay. Modular buildings always do reasonably well. This is sort of a middling one to me. It's not brilliant, it's not the best in the world, but it's certainly not the worst modular building. And again, this could potentially do okay. The downside is I think that people know now, a lot of people know that modular buildings do quite well on the secondary market, so people always are always aware of that and have probably stocked up on a few of these themselves. So bear that in mind. You might not want to go all in on this particular set, but certainly it's worth maybe getting 1 or 2 of these. Again, quite a high price point and quite a big set, so difficult to store, so just bear that in mind as well. The next set on the list is 10273, that's the Haunted House. It's $259.99 in the UK, $299.99 in the US and Europe, 3,231 pieces, and was released in June of 2020. This in the UK you can get from obviously Lego stores and lego.com, and it's a Smith's Toys exclusive, so potentially it could be reduced there if you're in the UK. If you're elsewhere, then this probably will be an exclusive, a store exclusive to another store outside of Lego, so keep an eye out for that. Quite a nice set, this one. Not a lot of people talking about it. It's part of the sort of the Fairground series that Lego sort of started doing, I suppose, with the roller coasters and things. Potentially this could do quite well. It's people like haunted houses. I know it's a ride in there. You've got this sort of whole sort of ride where the lift falls down and everything, which is very, very nice. So haunted houses do well. Theme park rides do well. Not a lot of people talking about this. It is quite pricey, so it's quite a lot of money to spend, but I think this has got some weight behind it, so this is quite a good set, I think. I shan't be getting too many of these just because of the price point, but I think I'd like to at least get maybe 2 or 3 potentially at a reduced price, or with some at least some gifts with purchase and Lego VIP points, if not available at Smith's Toys at a reduced price. So certainly, I think this is potentially a very, very good set to invest in. I think just the price of this one is maybe holding it back for people to get sort of lots and lots of these. Next on the list, 10276, the Colosseum. This is a whopping $474.99 in the UK, $549.99 in dollars and euros, 9,036 pieces, released in November of 2020. This was, at the time when it was released, the largest Lego set ever. It's a quite nice thing when it's finished and built. It looks okay, but there's a lot of negatives for this set. I don't think there's any minifigures with this set. It's a very repetitive build, and once it's built, it's huge. I mean, it probably will fill the whole of this desk here. It's a massive set, and I think because of the price point and because it's not a particularly exciting build, it's not something that I will be getting or investing in. It's certainly something I don't want to build, and it's certainly something that I don't want to Lego invest in, just because I just don't think it's the best set that they could have actually done. It was very disappointing, I think, when it came out. It was like this big fanfare, "Whoa, biggest Lego set ever," and it's like, oh, okay, really? So I don't think it's got a lot going for it. Obviously, it's all tan colour, so it probably looks a bit boring as well. I mean, I think it looks quite nice-ish when it's finished. But for me, this is probably a thumbs down on this one. This isn't something that I will be Lego investing in. Look, there may be people, once it retires, that still want this set, but are they going to be paying much more than the price that it is already at? Very high price to start with, so probably not. So just bear that in mind. Next on the list, 10280, the Flower Bouquet. This is $54.99 in the UK recommended retail, $59.99 in dollars and euros, 756 pieces, released January of 2021. This is a great set. It's regularly available in a lot of places at discounted rate. When these first came out, they were really popular. I mean, you could not get these lovely money. People were sort of buying them and selling them on the secondary market back then for quite inflated prices. I think that's calmed down a bit now, and Lego are going to be continuing to do flowers and botanical lines, so bear that in mind. But I certainly think this is a nice enough set, especially if you can get it discounted. I think I picked up a couple of these for around about £35, so quite a big discount. No reason to say why these won't do quite well in the future. The botanical range is generally quite popular, and this particular set, I say, it has got signs that it did well in the past, so it is a set that people like, so I think this could do okay. So if you don't already own a few of these, it might be worth picking up a few of these up before these retire. Next on the list is 10289, the Bird of Paradise, another botanical set. This is $89.99 in the UK, $99.99 and €99.99, 1,173 pieces, released in June of 2021. And this in the UK, available from Lego stores, but also it's a John Lewis exclusive. So wherever you are in the world, this is probably exclusive to another store or another sort of online shop. So just bear that in mind. Me personally, I don't particularly like this set. I think it looks okay once it's built, but it's slightly more on the pricey side. It obviously comes with a base on this one, which the Flower Bouquet doesn't. But I just don't think the finished article looks that great. I think there are better, more prettier sets out there. For example, like the Orchid or the Bonsai Tree. I think they're a lot sort of nicer looking sets than this particular one. So for me, this won't be a set that I'll be getting, unless of course I can pick it up for less than half price. When, you know me, I'm a sucker for cheap Lego. I'll probably buy some, but the chances are that won't happen, so I'll probably just pass on this one. So yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but yeah, not something that I want to be investing in, I'm afraid. Next on the list, 10290, the pickup truck. This is $114.99 in the UK, $129.99 in dollars and euros, 1,677 pieces, released in October of 2021. I've got mixed feelings about this set. I actually really like the look of this set, and I think you can build it in different ways. So they've got some sort of Christmas themes items and Halloween items that can go in the back of the truck to sort of so you can display it at different times of the year with different things inside. I think the build of itself, it looks okay, but I don't know, I just think maybe I've not heard a lot of sort of love for this set really. Me personally, I think it looks okay. I haven't bought it to build, and I haven't bought any for Lego investment, so this is probably something I might just buy one or two of if I can get it at a discounted rate. I think potentially this set could probably do better somewhere like maybe the US or Canada or Australia, where you more than likely have more vehicles that look like this. I think there's probably a bit more nostalgia to these kind of vehicles, whereas here in the UK we just don't really have vehicles a lot of the time that look like this on our roads, and people have less of a nostalgia factor for those particular sets. So again, that might be a factor in as to why you might want to buy some of these. As I say, I'll probably get a couple of these. I quite like them. If I can get them discounted, then that's a plus. Certainly under £100 I think would be a good price point from the UK, less if better. Nice looking set, but I just don't maybe think it's got a sort of a bit of a wow factor like some of the other sets have got in this particular range. So sort of not so sure on this one. Have to wait and see what happens. Next on the list then, 10292, the Friends Apartment, £159.99 in the UK, £179.99 in the US and Europe, 2,048 pieces, released June 2021. This is a set that not a lot of people have been talking about, probably because of the price point. It is quite expensive. The original Friends Central Perk, which, oh, again up there, so you probably can't see it, just out of camera range, unfortunately. That set was an idea set. It was on the shelves for ages, been really popular. Loads of people invested in it. I think because Friends has done quite well, the TV series, I think people sort of bought into that. I think because the Friends Apartment is a bigger set and also probably slightly more difficult to get hold of in the UK, I'm sure it was a Zavvi exclusive, but I just had a look on their website today and it doesn't seem as though it's available. Whether it's just out of stock, I don't know. Certainly it's available from lego.com still, so if you do buy any of these and you can't get them anywhere else, then look out for sort of double VIP points and gift with purchase. Me personally, I think this set will probably do quite well. I think Friends, even now, 25 years after it first came out, is still very, very popular, and still popular with younger people as well. So there's still a younger audience out there, which gives it a bit more sort of oomph behind it. You get obviously exclusive minifigures in the set. Obviously you get the original 6 cast members, but they've got different costumes than the Central Perk set, and you get Janice as well. So I love Friends, the TV series. I actually watched it over the summer. It was on Netflix, and I literally watched the whole 10 series from start to finish again. I mean, I've seen them all so many times I can pretty much act in most of them. I know all the lines, I know it off by heart. So for me, it's something that I don't own at the moment, but I will be getting some of these. Again, how many I get will depend on storage. They're quite big sets, they're quite expensive, so I have to bear that in mind. But I think certainly from a Lego investment point of view, this is a really, really good set to get. And certainly if you're into Friends, the TV series, I think now would be a very, very good time to buy this set, because it probably won't be on the shelves for too much longer. 2.5 year shelf life as well. That's not too long for a large set, so that probably goes as a positive as well. Next on the list, 10293, this is Santa's Visit. This is the Winter Village set, $89.99 in the UK, $99.99 in euros, 1,445 pieces, released October of 2021. This in the UK is an exclusive to John Lewis, so again, whichever country you live in, this will be exclusive at a particular store, so keep an eye out for where that's available. These are occasionally reduced on John Lewis, but if you can't get them from John Lewis reduced, then there's always Lego, buy it from Lego, get some VIP points, gift with purchase. Winter Village sets do okay. I think of all the Winter Village sets that they've done recently, this is actually a really good one. I think because it's not it's more of a traditional set, where I know they've done one with like gingerbread men and elves and things, which I think a lot of people weren't too sure about. This is going back to the more traditional, and the build as well looks really, really good. It's a really, really nice build, this one. So I think this has got a lot of positives going for it. This is certainly something that I will probably be buying a few of. I know the last one that retired at the end of last year, the Elf House, I think I only bought one of those. I think a lot of people were talking about that and buying them up, but I wasn't so fussed with that one. I think this one's better. So if you don't own this already, certainly something I think that's worth getting, and maybe getting a few of as well. Again, Winter Village sets do okay. I think once they retire, they're not brilliant, they're sort of middling, so they do okay. So I wouldn't go all in and get like 10, 20, 30 of these, but certainly worth maybe getting one or two. Next on the list, 10299, the Real Madrid Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, 34, wish it was, $344.99 in pounds, $399 in 399 euros, 5,876 pieces. Big set, released in March 2022. For me, this is not a set I will be getting. I've avoided the all of the stadiums that they've done so far. Maybe the Manchester United one I could have bought, but I didn't, and now maybe I regret it. But I just think stadiums, unless you're an actual fan of that particular club, you're not going to want to buy that particular set. There aren't many people who aren't fans of Real Madrid, for example, that want to buy that. So if you live in Spain and Madrid, this would probably be something that's definitely worth going for. But I think if you live outside of Spain, then the chances are this isn't probably going to be the best investment opportunity for you. It's a big set. It's a pricey set. You can get this reduced occasionally. I think even Lego have had this reduced because again the stadiums have been not that popular. So again, bear that in mind. And also, I might be wrong, but I think they're actually changing the actual stadium in real life. That may have positives and negatives. So, for example, you might think, well, there's no point in buying that because it's the old stadium, but then people might want to have a copy of the old stadium for sort of memory purposes. But again, unless you're a Real Madrid fan, you're not going to want an old style stadium. So for me, this is a definite no-no. Double thumbs down on this one. I shan't be getting any of these. No, thank you. So shall we move on to the next one? Is the 10306, the Atari 2600. This is quite expensive, £209.99 in the UK, £239.99 in euros and dollars, and this is 2,352 pieces, released in August of 2022. This apparently in the UK is available from Zavvi, and I want one of those, which I tend not to buy from an awful lot. Even though they have discounts on there, they're not very good at sending through boxes without them getting damaged in transit. So I do tend to avoid them. Some people have okay experience with them. Me, I've had a few duds with them, so I tend to avoid, which means then that you're probably going to be buying this from Lego.com, which at full price, which is always sort of a, so unless there's a really good discount on Zavvi, then I probably won't be buying any from them. But I certainly think this will be worth investing in. I think this is probably going to be less popular than maybe the Nintendo Entertainment System, which has got a bit more going for it with the TV that moves. This is still quite nice, and it has a bit of a retro feel about it, obviously. Shorter shelf life, which I think goes for this particular set, which is a positive. Again, I will probably pick up a couple of these. They're quite expensive sets, quite large, more difficult to store, so I don't want to get too many, but I still think they should do okay. I myself was never much of an Atari fan. Atari sort of came out, I think, in the late 70s, early 80s. So again, you're looking at the age demographic of people that would have a nostalgia factor for these particular things. And I think it's probably fairly limited. I think if you're in your 20s and 30s, it won't mean a lot to you. So bear that in mind, that there's a bit of a niche market, I think, on this one, which is why I think it might do okay, but maybe not brilliant. Next up then is 10497, the Galaxy Explorer. This is $89.99 in the UK, $99.99 in euros, 1,254 pieces, released in August of 2022. This is an exclusive in the UK at Smith's Toys, so again, wherever you are in the world, this should be an exclusive at some particular retailer. This is a fantastic set. I absolutely love it. I have one built, which is just here. It really is a nice set. I wasn't really into Lego Space, the old style Lego Space, back in the day, but this was a pleasure to build. It's a really nice build. I still haven't quite figured out where I'm going to put it in my storage unit because it's just a bit too big, but it's a really nice set. I managed to get this as well at discounted from Smith's Toys around about Black Friday. There was a discount, I think I got it for about £76. If I'd have left it another week, a week later it was on at 76, then you could have got an extra tenner off, so I missed out on that one. So keep an eye out for discounts wherever you are in the world. But I think regardless, I think Classic Space is still very popular. I think with this set and also the release in the minifigures of the brown Spaceman minifigure, which has been very popular, I think the Lego Space theme is still a popular theme, especially with this sort of old style logo with the gold planet. I think that really is still a popular thing. So this has really got a lot going for it. I'm hopefully going to pick up quite a few of these. I know in the States I've seen people, I think from, was it it Costco or something, I think maybe, or Target, somewhere like that anyway, wherever it's available in the States. And these were really heavily discounted, which I don't think we're going to see those kind of discounts in the UK. But if you can get this discounted, all the better, the more of these you can get. I think these have got win written all over them. I think they'll be really, really good once they've retired. That is, of course, if they do retire at the end of 2023. I do get a feeling with this one, because it's still quite popular, this might be one of the sets that gets extended another year. So just bear that in mind as well. Next on the list, 40516, Everyone is Awesome. This is $13.99 in the UK, $34.99 in dollars and euros, 346 pieces, and it was released in June of 2021. I think this is also a very, very good set. I maybe don't think it's been as popular as Lego had hoped, because the reason I say that is it was reduced. On Black Friday in the UK, these sets had 20% off. I actually bought 3 because I'd bought a couple at full price, I think, already from Lego stores. I built one of these as well. It's a great set. Yeah, I managed to get a few discounted, which was good. So keep an eye out for those discounts. I think they're only available from Lego, so the chances of them being discounted again are fairly slim, but you never know. The reason I like this is just because of I think the minifigures, the different coloured minifigures that you get all the way along with the different hair pieces, and the set itself looks really, really nice. I think this potentially could be a very, very popular set. It's not too expensive, and I just think it'll do well. I think once this retires, I think this is the kind of set that people look at and think, oh, you know, that looks really, really good. It's a really nice looking set. Reasonably short shelf life, 2.5 years, so that's got it going for it as well. So I like this set. I think I've already got 4 or 5 of these. Whether I'm going to pick any more of these up, I probably don't know. I think maybe 4 or 5 is my limit, but we'll have to wait and see. But I do like this set. If you don't own one of these already, do go and get one, because they're great. And if nothing else, I think, again, you can't see it because it's further up, I've turned my Everyone is Awesome set, and that's where I'm collecting my classic space minifigures, and I've sort of changed the use of the set. But regardless of however you display it and however you use it, it really is a nice little display piece. So definite thumbs up from me. And finally on the list, it's not really either an icon or a creator expert, but it's on this list anyway. It's the 76989, the Horizon Forbidden West Tall Neck. So this is $79.99 in pounds, $89.99 in euros and dollars, 1,222 pieces, and was released in May of 2022. This was originally $69.99 in the UK until the price increases came in towards the end of 2022. And I think at the time I did see them once on Amazon for $59.99. Whether they're going to go down and get reduced in price that much again, I really doubt it. So keep an eye out for where you can get these particular sets, and if you can get anything on discount. This is an unusual set. I think it's a little bit of a grey area as to how well this will do. Me personally, I just think it will do really well. It's an unusual set. I don't know anything about Horizon Forbidden or Tall Necks or anything. I just didn't know about it. I didn't even know what it was. But the finished product, this big thing, big sort of, just a nice set. It's just a really nice set. I've seen a few reviews of people that have built them. It does come with a minifigure as well, so that's a plus for that particular set. And again, very short shelf life. If it does only stay on the shelves for 1.5 years, that's a really short shelf life. Middle into largest kind of set, so it's, but not too bad. And if you can get this discount, I think for me this has got a win written all over it. It's a bit of a slow burner, this one. Not a lot of people talking about it. I think because it doesn't fit into any other categories. It's obviously it's not Star Wars. It's not sort of. It doesn't fit into this theme, doesn't fit into that theme. It's kind of a theme on its own, really. And I think it gets overlooked sometimes, but it does look a great set. I haven't got any of these yet. I'm hoping to get some discounted soon. If not, I'll just buy them off lego.com and with some gift with purchase double VIP and get them that way. But I certainly think it's got potential, this one. Definite double thumbs up for me for that set. Anyway, that's everything. That's the whole list. It's quite a big list, as you can tell. Thank you if you stayed with me for the whole list. I do appreciate that. There will be more videos like this coming out soon, so keep an eye out for those. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all the people that like, comment and have subscribed. That's much appreciated. And until the next video, take care for now, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.